let's start in Baton Rouge tomorrow morning, where
he's already ready for it with this shirt.
Tennessee, you've been on. I mean, you pick a train every year. Sometimes it gets derailed. So far, Tennessee's still chugging down the track.
That's our train. Don't act like you're not on the train with me, Paul.
Well, I try to be nonpartisan.
He gets on and off that train every year.
That's how you get on trains.
Depends on wherever he's at, wherever he's set up at.
I bought an all-access ticket.
Yeah, you did.
I love what Tennessee's doing, and everybody's going to always talk about Hendon Hooker. That's the first thing that comes out of anybody's mouth. And, yes, he deserves a lot of credit. What the offense is doing, especially throwing the football, being able to run the football. But defensively is where they're really taking steps at, and they've tightened up the screws on that end of it. They're causing a lot of turnovers. They're very active. I know Tim has a different opinion about me about some of the things that Tennessee's
not about
does.
you, about their defense.
About their defense. But when you look at it, play by play, if they execute and do what the coaches are asking them to do, not trying to do anybody else's job but their own individual job, Tennessee's in position, and I like their ability on the back end of their defense especially. They got a lot of veterans in that secondary that fly around and make a lot of plays. Up front is where I have a little bit of question marks for them. They got to prove a little bit more. But I like this team going forward. They got a lot of things that win on the road and at home.
This was probably our longest conversation in our production meeting just a little bit ago, was talking about Tennessee. And I think we both believe that this offense is
legit.
Next level offense,
Yes.
right? They're legit. They're a playoff type offense. The question is the defense. He thinks they're ready, and I think that they still have a question mark. It's a question mark to me when you give up 450 yards to Florida's offense, and I want to see them take the next steps, and they really have it in this game, but then getting ready for next week, right?
Oh.
Can you win the big one so you have the massive one,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly. Great point.
And I think it's not about their offense. I think it is about their defense. Can they take the next steps? Can they get pressure on quarterback? Can they force the turnovers? But can they also get off the field on third down?
Yep.
That's where I think if they can take the next steps, then you're going to have a team that is going from, a 10, 11 ranked team to now all of a sudden you're talking about Tennessee as competing against Georgia and Alabama.
And it's also, Tim, it's also be said, we got to be honest about it, is that when you're a Tennessee team and a university that hasn't played in a quote-unquote big game in years, all of a sudden you win Florida. That was a big game. Now you got the next one. It's a bigger game.
Bigger.
Yeah, they only
just
get bigger. The more you think this is a big game, win it. See
That's
what
right.
happens.
Win it.
It only gets
what
bigger.
happens. That's
It
right.
only gets bigger. Kentucky's going to be a big game. If they win or lose versus Alabama, that's going to set up the rest of their schedule. They beat Kentucky, Georgia's going to be a humongous game because all the chips will be on the line. Everything sets up for Tennessee, but they got to keep winning these games and stacking them early. And it's for a team or university that hasn't been in this moment in quite some time.
Yeah, it's more than that. It's forever.
It hasn't been like that since I was in college.
You were in school the last time Tennessee was relevant.
Yeah, really, my freshman and sophomore year, 06, 07, was the last time that you really thought this could be a team that would contend for an SEC or a national championship. And they've had some talent, and even last few years they've had talent, but now you see them taking the steps to where, wow, this offense is so good and the defense is talented and they're improving, right?
Yeah.
And they have the schedule in front of them that is, more and more winnable, even though they got two of the biggest ones against Alabama and Georgia. Is you see a team that, we talked to them in there. Could they knock off a Bama, and if they even lose to Georgia, could they sneak into the playoff at 11-1?
Yeah.
If they can run the rest of the table. And so at least those are the conversations you're having with the Tennessee team now. In the past, that wasn't even a conversation we were willing to have.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.